with our scolding for our dinner stuff. Deirdre Earls.
No, this is our breakfast stuff. This is the stuff that.
All right, here's my MO in the morning, Deirdre. Pick up a soft drink, drink it on the way to work. Breakfast of Champions, coffee, nut mix. Got a lot of candy in it. I like it. Sugar, banana, and maybe some oatmeal once in a while. Throw in there.
Yeah.
That's me for 5.5 hours.
Yeah. Once in a while, you throw this in just to have something extra.
Yeah.
Just to mix it up.
Just to mix it up. I'm trying.
And so
it's mainly this stuff in the coffee.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we do a lot of nuts on the show. Yeah. Sometimes I bring some fruit. We've been eating celery lately because we've heard so many good things about that. And, of course, I think all of us bring a banana. Zach, too.
Yeah.
So what would you say overall? Are we doing okay? Give us a grade.
Okay. To give you a grade, I'd say, especially because you asked me to talk about energy, food that's loaded with energy and power. And you mentioned a second ago that everybody has a crash around 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, to the degree that we eat foods that are going to create an inevitable blood sugar high and then an inevitable crash, and then we snack again and we do the same thing all over again, you're just setting yourself up for a blood sugar.
Is that all this is, sugar?
Well, the squirt, that one is probably high fructose corn syrup, which is going to be, really mainline straight into your bloodstream. Well, we know what happens, with fuel sources. When we have unreliable fuel, that creates chaos. It does the exact same thing in our body. Sets us up not only for unreliable moods and energy, but also all kinds of chronic disease problems.
Okay, so that's a get rid of the squirt.
I would get rid of the squirt, and for the coffee, the really good news is that Harvard Medical School has published all different kinds of really good research on the benefits of coffee. But that's when you drink it black.
Yeah.
So, when you put the other stuff in it that makes your blood sugar go like this.
Artificial sweeteners?
If I were you, I would go with, there's a stevia that you can get at places like Whole Foods. It's made by Brand New Naturals. There's no aftertaste, and it's from a root. The artificial stuff, when we put things in our body that it doesn't recognize, it sets off an inflammatory response. Our immune system goes, what the heck is this? I don't recognize it. The inflammatory response is there to kind of set up a border to say, I don't recognize what's here. Inflammation is the first response. So to the degree we put anything that isn't part of what humans have eaten throughout the entirety of human history in our body, we're setting off all kinds of orange alerts in our body.
So what do you got that we can keep energy levels up?
Okay, so what I try to do is, interestingly, Regina had sent me some information beforehand about what you did. And let me actually just show you here. When you do just simple nuts, which this actually says, it's funny, it says, includes butter, toffee, peanuts.
We like those. We had to have our sugar.
What about this one? Chocolate peony.
I know.
That one's horrible.
I know. Hey, you know what? So the good news is this is a brand of a company that's actually here in Austin, New Earth. And they use raw cacao, raw chocolate. When it's 100% raw chocolate, it's a bean. There's nothing else added to it.
Almond courage.
Yeah, so this one is, it's all raw, meaning that it hasn't been processed. It hasn't even been cooked in any way. So it's got all of its latent nutrition. It's got goji berries and coconut. It's delicious. I'll leave it with you.
Okay.
So you can try that. And I think it's actually really good and doesn't taste like a funky food.
So this will prevent the crash? Is that what you're saying?
It's going to be, with the nuts that are in it, especially in the morning, you want a good source of protein, which is what you were doing with your nuts. But where you kind of complicated the issue was by putting candy with it.
Wait a minute, chocolate-covered caramels are bad for me?
You were eating nuts, which actually a lot of people don't even eat nuts, and you're eating a variety of nuts, so that's all good.
Okay.
But so now to the degree you can toss it up even more and go to simpler and simpler foods. If you look at that ingredient list, look, even from here I can see it's this long.
Exactly.
Yes. So this ingredient list, when you look at it, it's very short and it's only this long, and it's all whole
shorter
foods.
the better.
So always whole foods is the first, and it's really again common sense. The way humans have eaten before we had refrigerators, freezers, all these kinds of ways to process our food. Okay, so I brought some Mother bars. Here's some sesame strips that I got at Costco. And the ingredient list here is white sesame, rice malt, dried cranberry, dried blueberry, salt, pomegranate powder, natural flavor.
Bingo. Okay.
But the one that I really like the most, the brand I like the most is the Larabar. This has got dates, peanuts, unsweetened cherries, and salt. This is peanut butter and jelly. In a way, if you wanted to add even more protein to it to give yourself more sustainable energy, then just smear some nut butter on it. Or seed butter. There's now sunflower seed butter that's also delicious. It's delicious.
Doing that with the celery.
Yeah, we were putting peanut butter in the celery.
Yeah, there you go. That's really good.
So we're actually not doing too bad.
No, you've got all the basics. This is the squirt is kind of like way off.
Oops. Well, but sometimes it's a cherry Pepsi.
It's all the same. Everything in that is nothing that is recognized by our DNA as
But it tastes so good.
I know they know that. They make it taste really good. Try to just go with black coffee.
Okay.
And actually, the research shows that the coffee works especially for diabetics that have the issues with blood sugar.
Yeah.
So
we're getting a wrap up here.
I call it bean water now.
Okay, so
with your banana, just smear nut butter on it. Here's some yogurt, some other fruits that are already packaged, some salads, quinoa at Whole Foods. It's got greens and other things mixed into it. Mix in some things like blackberries, things that you love. This will be really good.
Yeah,
I promise. It's really
keep us going for 5.5 hours.
Okay, well I didn't get an F, so I probably got a C minus or something.
Yeah, I'm not one. I don't like to think of good and bad food. I like to just think of educating ourselves and then trying to make better and better choices.
All right, Deirdre, we got to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.